Hey everybody, good morning. It's Saturday morning. It's about, what time is it in Troy? It's almost 11 in Troy. It's a rainy, cold day, a beautiful rainy, cold day. Some people might say a not so nice day, but I like days like this. I like days like this because I can sit and read a book and be under covers, watch Hallmark or Dateline ID. Who came in? Hi, Darla. How are you? I'll give everybody a little bit of time to get in here. There's Anna. Hi, Anna. Hi, Sherry Ann. Hi, Robin. I'm glad you guys are here. Hi, Susan. I don't know if it's rainy and cold where you guys are, but it certainly is that way in Troy. And so good morning. Hey, there's my baby Alex in here. Hi, honey. So anyway, it is a cold, dreary day in Troy. But like I said, I like those days. It's a good excuse to make some yummy comfort food and to watch Hallmark movies or Dateline ID. Hi, Laura Preston. Hi, Tammy. So I had a purpose for today, though, and this was it. This week, I've gotten a lot of messages from people who are saying that people are saying mean things to them on Facebook, and especially targeting their pictures. So when they post a pic, people have just terrible, hurtful things to say. And, saying they look old or they look wrinkled or they look big or they look little or why did you have, just hateful, cruel things. And so they send me their pictures and they said, this is the picture that I posted in a certain group or whatever. People attacked me. People started saying all kinds of hurtful things. It broke my heart. And, I always try to respond in an inspirational way. You guys know how I feel about bullies. And especially online, people are so quick to attack and so quick to just say anything in the world, things they would never say if they were in person to you on social media. And so I'm not much of a television person, but last night I was watching my DVR and I actually like Dancing with the Stars. So I'm not caught up or anything. I DVR everything, but I was on the second episode, I think. And so if you know what's happening and who's gotten kicked off, don't type it in there. But anyway, I was on the second episode and Mary Lou Retton was being interviewed. And she said, if you guys remember Mary Lou Retton, some of you may be younger, much younger than me, and not know who Mary Lou Retton is. But Mary Lou Retton was a gymnastics person, a gymnast, and she was in the Olympics. She won the gold medal. I believe she got a perfect 10 in gymnastics. And I believe it was on the vault that she got the 10. But anyway, she won the all-around gold medal in the Olympics and just was a darling little person. I mean, I think she was only 18 and just this tiny little ball of joy. She had this super cheerful persona. She was just everything in the world that at the time I was like, man, would I love to trade places with Mary Lou Retton. So after Mary Lou Retton wins the gold medal, what was she? She became the first female athlete ever to be on a Wheaties box. So her picture on a Wheaties box, the first female athlete ever to be on a Wheaties cereal box. And I remember she had a McDonald's commercial. I remember this commercial, and it was after the Olympics, and she pulled up to the speaker to order, and she was in a red Corvette. The plate said Mary Lou, and it was selling McDonald's double cheeseburgers at the time. And so she was like, double cheeseburger, burger, please. Like, I don't know why I remember that. I just do. Like, she was America's little darling. And so she just kind of had everything in life you could imagine. She was this incredibly pretty little girl. She won the gold medal. She just became America's sweetheart. So having said that, let me say hi to a couple more people here. Hi, Julie. Hi, Robin. Hi, Linda. I don't think I've missed anybody. So anyhow, I hear her talking last night. I would see her commentate sometimes on Olympics and the gymnastics or maybe world championships or something over the years. But so she's on Dancing with the Stars, and the episode I watched last night, she said this was a really emotional dance for her, and she started to cry, and she said, because I'm just hoping I can finally feel like I'm enough, like I'm good enough. And oh boy, here I go. Don't get me ugly crying already. And I sat there and I just was like, what? I rewound it. I'm like, did I just hear Mary Lou Retton right? And she said, again, she said, I never felt like I was good enough. I never felt like I was enough. She said, I've struggled with that my entire life. And the whole reason I came on this show was to finally hope that I could feel like I'm enough. And so I just sat there stunned. And I thought, here are the rest of us in the world trying to feel like we're enough. And then you see somebody who's, by all accounts, had the kind of success most of us could never have, and an Olympic gold medalist, all kinds of endorsement offers, that kind of success that most people, it's kind of like hitting the Powerball. I mean, to be an Olympic gold medalist and to have all of those accolades and the celebrity that came with it, and I'm sure the financial blessings. And so, and I know when you're in a competitive sport like gymnastics or ice skating or something, you're always being judged. But for her to say, I've never felt like I was enough. And I could feel it in my heart and soul when she said it. And when she got done dancing, she said to the judges, she said, I finally feel pretty. And I felt pretty. And you already know, I was in my bed bawling and crying. But then my 25 years as a social worker and counselor kick in. And I just think those of us who have struggled from trauma, those of us who have struggled from morbid obesity, and we have been in a place where the world constantly looked down on us. The world always looked at us as though something was wrong with us because we didn't come packaged the way everybody else liked. And so here we have a person who the whole world adored, and she didn't feel like she was ever enough, and she didn't feel pretty. So much so that even after accomplishing something so spectacular, 25 years later, she's still saying, I'm trying to figure out how, like, I want to finally feel like I'm enough. I came on this show to feel like I'm enough. And I don't know Mary Lou Retton's background. Hi, Robin. Hi, Belinda. Hey, Stacy. Hi, Alvin. And so I don't know her background. I don't know her story. But if someone who has that whole package can feel less than and like they're not enough, then how do the rest of us feel? And how do we overcome that and discover our own self-worth and self-love? And I just thought to myself, it's an epidemic. It's an epidemic in this world that women are, and I know it's not just women, but I'm just talking about women today, are cursed with this feeling of not being enough no matter what we do, not being enough no matter what we accomplish, and searching for that in everything and everybody. Her story made me think of me. Here, I mean, I lost 243 pounds. I had all the skin removed, and I had everything that everybody else thought, oh, she's got to be so happy. Her life must be perfect. And it wasn't. And I was so searching for some kind of self-worth in all the things and all the people that I could never get it from. I was like a colander that you drain your pasta in. That was my soul. And so no matter what people dumped in it, it just emptied out and I was empty. Nothing anybody else could put in there was going to fill me up. And no matter what I did, no matter how busy I stayed, no matter how much I shopped, no matter how much I spent, no matter what I did, nothing was going to fix that until I fixed the fact that my soul had holes in it because of whatever, we all know my trauma. But my point is that we all have something that lets that soul lets it empty out. And so we're constantly searching for it. And it's not just limited to those of us who have struggled with morbid obesity. It's everywhere. And so then what we do, we pick on other people. I don't get it. The same women who are struggling and hurting are the ones who are sitting on their keyboard, writing the nastiest, most hurtful, cruel things about other women. How hard is it for us to lift each other up? I can tell you, because it must be incredibly difficult, because most people seem to have a very hard time doing it. And for the people who do it, I know the people on my page are fabulous, fabulous people. The people in the Trauma Tribe, I applaud every one of you, because we attempt to lift each other up, be good to each other, and we attempt to praise each other's accomplishments and support each other's downfalls. And so I get it that people who are lashing out at other people online, they're doing it because they hurt. And when they see somebody who maybe has accomplished something they want to accomplish, or they see somebody who they think, oh, deep inside they're thinking, I wish I could have that, or I wish I could look that way, or whatever. And so what they do then is they lash out of their own pain, instead of saying, I applaud you, fabulous. And don't get me wrong, there are a lot of people who do say to other people, you go girl, like I applaud you, you look fabulous, blah, blah, blah. There's tons of people who do that. Sadly though, the ones who say all the negative things are the ones who the comments people remember. And that makes some people not want to post their pictures. That makes people feel like, oh, they're right. Some people absorb those words and think it's true. I used to be one of those people. I wrote a book about it. And obviously I'm not one of those people anymore, but attack one of my friends and find out what happens. Mama Bear comes out and I'm like, oh, who said what? Someone will send me a text and say somebody, oh girl, you got to see what's going down over here. The difference is, when my friends and I support each other, we don't attack someone else and start calling them names and personal insults. We try to have a rational, real conversation with someone. And the one thing I've learned in the last 25 years of my career is you can't have a rational conversation with irrational people. And you have to discern that pretty quickly. Is this a person who maybe really doesn't get it? Or is this a person who, no matter what you say, it's not going to make any difference? Because some people will come along and will be able to say, you know what, why am I doing that? And I guess that's the point of my live today is, before you make a comment about somebody, it's really easy to make a negative comment and say something terrible about somebody. Even if you're saying it to your friends, even if you're saying it to each other about somebody, really ask yourself why. Why am I attacking this person? Maybe they've attacked you. And if they have attacked you, that doesn't mean you have to respond the same way. It's okay to defend yourself. It's okay to say, hey, not on my watch. You're not going to attack my girl while I'm standing here. And it's okay to defend somebody. It's not okay to attack somebody and start calling names. And really ask yourself before you say, oh, wow, she looks terrible, or that, or this, or filters, or wrinkles, or you look old, or oh, so much skin, or oh, why would you ever do that surgery? Because look, you look worse. Ask yourself why. Because I can tell you this, before you go making posts about other people and saying this person, da 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 da. When I see a post like that, first of all, I go right on past it. But my thought is, why are you saying this about that person? What is compelling you to just sit here and annihilate somebody online? Why are you talking about how someone looks? Why? It never, ever makes you look like a better, bigger person when you are sitting there insulting someone else. It doesn't. Silence is always the path to take, rather than, if you feel like I just have to call this person out, call them every name in the book, just don't. Nothing good is going to come of it. First of all, if someone's attacking you and calling you all kinds of names, absolutely you can defend yourself and respond. But to fire back in the same way, calling names and all of this, that's not appropriate. If you have a well thought out response to somebody, then that's so respectful and people will respect that. Most of the time, I don't even respond. My friend Laura has taught me well, girl, block and delete and just let it go. But ask yourself before you go to say something about somebody, why? Why am I about to say this? Because I can tell you with myself, our brain works fast enough that we can stop ourselves from saying things and talking about people. This is something I've been working on. It's silly, but I've been like working on not cussing anymore. Like I'm just trying, it's not like I don't judge people who cuss. Anybody around me knows that. But just for me personally, just like that's something I'm working on. And so when I go to say something, I'm a work in progress, that's for sure. But when I go to say something, right away in my mind, before it comes out, I'm thinking, this the word I want, or do I want a different word? And I mean, I'm a human, so sometimes I'm still like, nope, no word's gonna work with this one. And those are the things I'm trying to change. But in my mind, I know it before I say the word. And so if that's the case, then you have time to stop before you write something and before you say something too. It just doesn't make any point. As women, we need to lift each other up. We need to support each other. No, you're not gonna like everybody. Everybody's not gonna like you. That's okay. Some people aren't gonna click. People aren't going to be in the same place and feel comfortable in your presence or feel like this is a person that I want to hang out with. That's fine. You don't have to like everybody, and everybody doesn't have to like you. But there's no reason to down each other all the time. There's just no reason for it. And for all the people who already feel less than, who already feel like they're not enough, and like obviously I could sit here for 6 days straight and I can't convince somebody they're enough. Look what it took for me to develop my self-worth and to find my own way. Years and lots of counseling and working through a lot of things. But the last thing we need to do is attack each other. I think that we look at people sometimes and we think, oh, that person's strong, that person's confident, that whatever, people can say whatever they want, it doesn't penetrate that person. And it's just not true. And that's why I wanted to share the story about Mary Lou Retton, because who would ever think that this was a person who felt her whole life like she wasn't enough and felt that she wasn't pretty. Mary Lou Retton, you are enough. I know you'll never see this video, but you're enough. You've always been enough. Guess what? You'd have been enough if you never made the Olympics. You would have been enough if you didn't get the gold. You'd have been enough if you crashed on the vault and you got a 6, not a 10. Like, you are enough. No Wheaties box, no double cheeseburger, please, no vet. You're enough. And so is everybody else. And I would just love to see every one of you start really, really going out of your way to lift people up, going out of your way to say something nice to people. All the time we scroll past people's posts and we don't pay a lot of attention, but every once in a while you could just give them a kind word, give them a positive word. So many people are hurting so intensely, and it's not that hard to be nice and kind to each other. And I just believe kindness changes everything. And if each one of us, I have to still work on myself. I'm not perfect. So I think we can all up our game in that level. I think we can all figure out ways to be more supportive of more people. And I know there's times when people say things or whatever, and I sit quietly and don't say a whole lot. Typically I'll jump in and be like, girl, come on. You don't know what that person's going through or something. And not even that I don't want you to think people say things to me that are horrific things, but we all get frustrated with people. We all get fed up. We all get to where we're like, oh, I'm gonna lose my mind if this person says this to me one more time. And that's fine, and it's perfectly fine to vent. It's not okay when you start going online and calling people names and writing things that people are gonna read over and over and over. It's terrible. And it's just, we have all been hurt in life. We're all survivors of life. And so it's not okay to say, yeah, but she said this first. Let it go. Choose kindness. My mom always told me, handle things with the grace of a woman, not the grief of a child. And of course, we all have to work for that. That's my goal. That's always my goal. There are plenty of people out there who can be like, I know plenty of times Kelly didn't handle that with grace. And that's what the homecoming queen of Crazy Town is about, is the grief of a child. Like when you just have had enough and you emotional and you just respond on raw feeling and emotion and not thought out well. And so there are some people who want to be miserable. There are some people who are hurting, and they're going to, till the day they die, they're going to try to hurt other people with their words and their actions and the way they act. But there are a lot of us who can say, I can do better. I can do better. I can lift more people up, and I can hold my fellow women in high esteem and help build that in other people. And so that's what my life was about today. See, like even my shirt, proud supporter of humanity. Come on, you guys, we can lift each other up. That's what my new shirts are about. Love each other. Strong people lift others. Lift each other up. Lift each other up. It doesn't, it takes zero. It's zero. It costs you zero to be nice. And so many of you are already that way. So many of you, I see your posts, I see your comments, especially in the Trauma Tribe. I see you guys respond and lift each other up, and I love it. I love it. I'm like, these are some of the most beautiful people in the world. And high five to all of you. And keep doing it. Keep lifting each other up and keep supporting each other, because it's a hard world to live in. It's a hard world. There's enough people out there who are going to say the nasty, terrible stuff to us. So those of us with the good hearts and the kind souls, we need to help the people. There are so many people incapable of defending themselves. There are so many people who are so hurting and who are so shrunk by life that they don't have the backbone to be like, come again. So those of us who do, those of us who can say, hey, it's not okay that you call this person this name, and reach out to that person, because so many of these people who are getting blasted online won't block the people. They say, I don't want them to get mad at me if I block them. I'm trying to figure that one out still, because if they're calling you names and insulting you, block. And anybody who wants to show you, I have another friend who told me, all these people keep sending me messages of what she's saying about me, even though I have her blocked. They send me messages of what she's saying about me still. And I said to her, what's their motivation for telling you this? Who wants to pass along information that hurts you? That's not a friend. Block them too. And she did. I'm so proud of her, because she's like, block, 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 block. And it just lets you be more positive. Get those people out of your world. And so to reach out to people who don't have that strength, you guys know who I mean. There are so many people out there who just take it. They just take the abuse, and they don't know how to defend themselves or how to even start to feel better. Like, support those people, lift those people up, because we all need that. At some point or another, we all need that kindness. I can tell you there was a point in my life when people showed me kindness, it just brought me to tears, because I was in so much pain and so many people had turned their backs on me and abandoned me, that just a simple act of kindness would bring me to tears. And I can give you an example. It gets me choked up right now. When I first moved back to this house, there were just weeds and everything everywhere from the tenant who had lived here when I used to rent it out. And I was like, oh my goodness, I don't know what to do. And I talked to Lori about it, and she said, my dad will come over and take care of it. My dad said he'd take care of it for you. And so her dad is like 85 or something, and he drives over here. He doesn't live in Troy. He drives over here to spray my weeds for me. And this was a person who had known me. Obviously, Laura's dad knew me since junior high, since we became friends. And it just overwhelmed me with the way the rest of the world was so beating me down and so against me and so hurtful. I was in such a dark place. And here, this 85-year-old amazing angel man on this earth drove over here and sprayed my weeds for me. It gets me choked up still. I mean, it was a tiny little thing, but it was human perfection. It was just kindness. And you might think, why do you care who sprayed these weeds? Because it mattered to me, because everybody I had ever thought would be there for me had abandoned me. And so here was this man who didn't have to do anything to help me, but did that act of kindness. And like, you can hear it in my voice. It still gets me choked up. You guys know I get emotional. So anyway, those little things matter. The little tiny things matter. My neighbor the other day, she came running out. She's an older lady. She came running out to my car when I pulled in the driveway. And she said, is it okay if we like drive through your driveway or whatever to move some stuff? And I was like, of course. And I thought about it and I thought, you know, she had to wait until she saw me pull in the driveway. So I walked over and I'd written my phone number down for her and I knocked on the door and I said, I just wanted you to have my number. I said, like, in case you need anything, not just the driveway, but if you need anything, let me know. I said, and you know, like me or Alec will help you. And I could tell that meant a lot to her. It was just 2 seconds of my day. And so I just say, like, all of you wonderful, wonderful, amazing friends of mine, keep being your wonderful, amazing selves. And those of you who maybe can work on it a little bit, work on it a little bit and just try to be nicer to each other, because it's a hard world to live in and we need the kindness. We need the goodness, and God's going to love us either way. But there are certain messages I think we're meant to hear. And hopefully for some of you, this was one of them, because we need to lift each other up. And if you guys, I don't even follow Mary Lou Retton. If you follow Mary Lou Retton on Instagram, I guess I'm going to have to find out if she has one. I don't even know if she has one. I think we should reach out to her. I think we should say, girl, you are enough. You are enough. You didn't need Dancing with the Stars to tell you you're enough. You didn't. Maybe I should go on Dancing with the Stars. I'm not a star, but I could go in there and dance. I could tell the whole world. Before Lynn judges me, I could be like, hey, you're enough, and quit being mean to each other. All right, well, today is the day I'm making homemade caramel corn. Yum. So good. I only make it once a year at Halloween time. So I know my son is anxiously awaiting it. And in case you guys have heard it, all the beasts in my bedroom went out. Rocket Pop is like, this is enough. I will come through the door. As you see the door. All the doors in my house are French doors, even the bedroom doors. So, you know, I don't want to see the paws come crashing through, but trying to see some of these. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of comments. Hi, Melissa Lawson. Hi, Jeannie. Marianne, hi. I was trying to see. Laura Preston said, everybody has human moments. Nobody is made of steel. Nobody sees themselves for the amazing person they are. She's so right. She's so right. We are all enough precisely as we are right now at this moment. We are enough. Sometimes we need to remind each other. Sometimes we have to remind each other. Girl, it doesn't matter what size jeans you're wearing. It doesn't matter. You know, like, you are perfectly perfect in all your imperfection. That's what it's all about. And what Laura said here, tighten up your circle. She's so right in that. I mean, if I see people who are my Facebook friends, and obviously I have almost 5,000, so I don't know all those people personally, but if I see someone and I see some terrible comment they made to somebody, and I look and I see that they're my friend, I unfriend them and I block them, because I don't want people like that in my tribe. I don't want people like that even on my page. I don't want to see that mess. And I don't, you know, you guys know I'm so against bullying, and the online bullying is just the absolute worst I've ever seen. So anyhow, I have caramel corn to make. And so you guys, like, do something, do a random act of kindness. Tell somebody that doesn't expect it, that they're beautiful, that they have pretty eyes, that they have a beautiful smile. Whatever you do, don't tell them they have a pretty face. Leave it at pretty. We all know what that means. So, okay, you guys, I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful weekend. I'm in for Hallmark movies and Dateline ID. I always am amazed at, get a divorce and don't be killing people. Okay. All right, guys. See you later. Be good to each other.